I'm an original. Show a little respect.
Woo! Hey guys, VALTORIOUS the Awoken here. So today we got this this very good match between, you can say, like two very powerful vampires in TV fiction. I mean, you know, we got Eric Northman from True Blood, and we got my man over here, Elijah Mikaelson. Now, this fight actually probably might be interesting, because I mean, you got two vampires who's basically 1,000 years old. Now, the only difference between like the two shows is that, you know, Elijah was created due to black magic. Well, not black magic, but his mother Esther, you know, turned them into like vampires and stuff because of something that she found in her book, I believe, or some magic that she was tapping into, and she turned them all into like vampires and stuff. And for Eric's case, Godric, who watched him in his battle and stuff like that, and he was like, oh, I never seen anybody like you fight like this before. And then, because at the time Eric was on his deathbed, because, you know, in his time of battle, so Godric came along and he murdered all of his, well, he murdered 2 of his men and stuff, and then that's when Godric turned into a vampire, and that's when, you know, he kind of been rolling with Godric for a bit until that he started to do his own little thing. So overall, both men are relatively skilled, because Eric was already like a trained skilled warrior, and Elijah was trained by his father and stuff to do battle and stuff like that. So both men, I would kind of say, are maybe equals. I would strongly say that they're both equals when it comes to like fighting. Now the difference is the strength part. I mean, we've never seen in the originals or in Vampire Diaries. Now, sure, Elijah, because he has sisters, brothers and sisters, like, you know, he got Rebecca, Klaus, Cole, Finn, right? So obviously they're like 1,000 years old, and they can like match him in strength and stuff, sure. But any others besides them, I think, was the Strix, and I believe the Strix was probably like under 1,000 years old. So they relatively was, I think only maybe 1 or 2 of them was able to maybe match him, but not beat him, or any of them, I would say. No, I wouldn't, no, because the Strix, I believe, was under 1,000. Yeah, under, so yeah, I think the Strix was probably like either 800 years old, 900, but still kind of close, but no cigar type thing. So, you know, and basically Elijah was just murdering all of them and stuff, because like I said before, when it comes to that strength, it's like he can murder any, like, he can chop the head off. Well, yeah, he can just basically just chop the head off of a vampire and stuff, rip out the hearts. He can do whatever he wants with them and stuff, because, you know, he's Eric. I was gonna say Eric Northman. He's Elijah. Now, Eric, on the other hand, you know, we've kind of seen over the course of the seasons of what crazy things that he was doing to people, like the time when he ripped out this dude's heart and was drinking it and shit, and then he ripped somebody's balls off. That shit was also crazy. So we know Eric as a crazy, sadistic, a sadistic person. Like I said, over the years of what we've seen and throughout the seasons, what we've seen from what Eric is basically doing and stuff. So yeah, like, Eric is not really a stranger to like dirty combat and, you know, fighting and stuff like that. So, you know, that's why I was saying, like, the fight between like him and Elijah would probably be interesting, because, you know, not only are they equal in combat, but they also have like a similarity when it comes to like the whole 1,000 years type thing. Now, the only difference is that you know, like I said, Elijah is able to like chop off people's heads in one swing, and, you know, Eric, he just has to stake people and stuff. Now, somebody who's probably under maybe 1,000 years old, like, sure, it'll probably be no problem to him, but seeing how throughout the show it was just basically like stabbing and staking people with stakes and stuff. So you know, it would be quite difficult for for Eric to actually defeat Elijah, because he doesn't have any white oak stake, and there isn't very powerful like witches who could probably like maybe spellbind him or do anything to him and stuff, and it would be quite difficult for that task to actually happen and stuff. And Eric wouldn't know that you know, like the whole ring that Elijah wears, like if they was to fight like throughout the night and it's like going towards day, Elijah would just be toying with him, because he'd be like, well, you know, you got two options: either you die by my hands or you die by the sun. So again, and the only reason how Eric was able to stay in the sun for a while was because he was drinking Suki's blood. So, but even that isn't gonna be enough, because all he has to, he'll be toying with him and stuff. So you know, that's gonna basically be it and stuff. And the only person that that Eric was able to defeat, even though he was hooked up on fairy blood, was Russell, because Russell was, I believe, 4,000 years older than Eric and stuff, and he was the person that actually killed his parents and stuff, and his family and stuff. So you know, that's like the only person. But overall, I kind of see like Elijah taking this one, because again, he doesn't have no white oak stake, and he's not gonna physically know how to like kill him and stuff. Not sure if he gets lucky, he stabs him like in the heart and stuff, and then he's like, oh, I killed him. But then he sees him a bit later, and next thing you know, Eric wouldn't know, this guy got his hand in his chest, and he's like, wait, I thought I killed you. He's like, yeah, huh, I know. Something like that. So, you know, and then that's it. Like Elijah would probably just kill Eric right there and stuff, and you know, that'd be it. Now, going forth in the series of True Blood, there was like vampires who was actually stronger, like who was like 3,000 years old, 4,000 years old, 8,000 years old. Now, I would strongly say like any of them would probably be stronger than an original, but probably wouldn't have the power to kill one and stuff. Now, when Billith was a thing, basically Billith was stronger than every vampire, but he wasn't able, he didn't have the power to walk in the sun. That was like the only downfall of that power. You know, he was strong, but he wasn't able to walk in the sun. So I would personally would say that if you had Billith versus like a super hybrid advanced Marcel, then yeah, sure. You know, I think that would be an interesting fight, even though I probably would say the same thing, that he's strong enough to fight him, but not actually to maybe kill him and stuff, because you know, the whole course of the whole vampire thing was that Lilith was basically their god and stuff. So yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's very interesting how these vampires are in certain like shows and stuff, because like I said, when it comes to like the originals, you know, they strong, but it's just that if you don't have no white oak stake, you don't have no powerful witch that can spellbind them or put them somewhere that they can't escape from, then they're pretty much screwed. So even if Eric and Elijah was to have like this crazy epic fight, and you know, again, one would know how to kill the other and the other won't be able to kill the other. So, you know, that's pretty much it on how that fight would actually go. But I'm telling you, man, it would be freaking crazy, man. It'd be crazy, because Elijah would be like, yo, I'm fighting somebody that is, you know, like me, like he's 1,000 years old. He's, you know, they've been sharing war together and stuff. But you know, like I said, Eric wouldn't know how to actually take out Elijah and stuff. But yeah, like I like the concept between the two, you know, actually fighting each other and stuff, because you know, once when Godric turned him and stuff, that's when he was basically like doing his own thing, and then Elijah was doing his own thing after when Esther made him into a vampire and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. So if you like what you heard, you know, please subscribe, share, do all that wonderful stuff. I'll catch you later.
I killed you. You were dead.
For centuries now.